Hey guys, we're going to run some dirt today. It's Thursday morning and we've got some material that we brought back from the last trip, and this is out of our well, I don't know where it's from. Gotta look for it. Check it out here and see what my notes, Sandy's note says. So this is by number one site, so it's supposed to have a lot of organics, and we'll see. Looks like it probably does. I see a lot of roots and everything in there, but we're going to go ahead and run that now. Oh, and if you see, I have a new chute here that I've made. It's a beware of dog sign, but it keeps the material from the tailings from falling into the front of the bucket and dirtying the water. It really works good. So we're gonna go with that little change, and the Geosluice is fired up, ready for action. And so I've been running my tailings through the gold cube just to be checking, and I tell you what, this little Geosluice, it is amazing. It captures pretty near everything. I ran some tailings yesterday, and I think I found I don't know, it must have been like a -60 piece out of the gold cube that the Geosluice had missed. So that's pretty much an acceptable loss. Really pleased with it. I'm just always amazed that it captures so much gold. And I want to do a shout out for Stony Creek Spark Chaser. Go check his channel out. He's up there in the Northwest, and he's trying to hit his 1,000 subs. He's got an awesome giveaway coming up. When he hits that, he's going to be giving 5 1-gram gold bars away. So how cool is that? Check Stoney out. He's a great guy. You're going to really like his channel. You're going to really like it. Also want to do another shout out for Brother Dan with Home Zoo and Prospecting. I think he may be at his 100 now. He's pretty close. But if you're not already subscribed, go over there and check him out. Make sure you subscribe, watch some videos. Let's get him to his 100 milestone. That's the hardest thing to do, is the first 100. He has some really good stuff. He's found some really good gold recently. He's been fighting this one boulder in a creek for the last 3 months, and he finally got underneath that thing, and he got some nice little chunky gold to show for it. So good job, Dan. And I got the sluice box set up at 7 degrees. Works pretty efficiently at that slope. A lot of comments say that they're so surprised that this little Geosluice catches the gold that it does. And I tell you what, I'm just as surprised as they are. And how can this work? It just works so well because it uses the drop riffles, and drop riffles basically are using gravity to capture the gold. You don't need a lot of water flow. It just is crazy how it works. Crazy, crazy. I'd also like to give a shout out to All for Gold Prospecting. I think that they've just hit their 100 subs, so congratulations, guys. That's cool that you hit that. So make sure you go over and check out their channel, subscribe, like. I also would like to give a shout out to Patriot Prospecting. I think they're coming up, or maybe they've already hit their 100, I don't know. But go check them out anyways. They're a great channel. Make sure you subscribe and like their videos. Had a loose screw there. Of course, that's nothing new. Sandy would tell you all that. She's known that for years. And I'd like to say congratulations, Josh Ortiz, for winning my Surprise September giveaway. He won a 1/4 gram bag of our Acclaim Pay Dirt unsearched. And you guys have the same opportunity. Next month we're going to be doing the same thing. All you have to do is subscribe, make sure you are, and comment on the videos, and then at some point during the month, don't know when, I will choose a video, write down all the comments, the people that have commented, and we're going to draw another winner with the bingo ball machine. And there are a lot of organics in here. You can see how it's just filling up there. Better go ahead and clean this out. There's the organics. Just continuing to run this material. And we'll bring you back here in a few minutes once we get this close to being done. Just had to clean this screen out again of all the organics. Let me tell you what, guys, if you want something that really works well and you run a lot of material that has a lot of organics like we do on our claims, their dirt's really dirty, a lot of organics, make yourself a screen here. And let me just show you real quick what I did. So I just got a piece of window screen from the hardware store, measured the diameter of the bucket, cut a hole out, and I cut it about 8 inches out all the way around. You could do whatever you want. And then underneath I've got a rubber strap from the bungee strap from Home Depot, and this is what keeps the screen up on the bucket, and you pull it up, the screen up from underneath, and then you make a little cage to go around the bucket, and then that's what supports this screen. And then you can clean this screen as you're running material. All your tailings are going to go in your bucket. The water is going to overflow the bucket, taking all the organics with it into the screen, and then you just have to clean that screen out occasionally while you're running. But if you can see the water, I mean, it's dirty, sure, but there's no organic sitting in there, which makes it, so you can run your recirculating sluice or high banker. So give it a shot, guys. It's a pretty simple thing and just takes a few minutes to make. So now we're going to get back to this. So let me tell you guys, it's hard finding that gold. It is hard work, but it's very enjoyable and very rewarding when you do find it. You can see how around in that screen it starts to fill up with organics, which means that it needs to be cleaned out again. So then all you do is you just get your hand in there, scrape up the organics, all that, and we have Sandy. She came out to supervise the operation.
I came out there. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, me too.
It's right on my leg.
Ooh, you're kidding. Now we have the sun on the other side, so I can't even see. We're going to go ahead and empty this out into the pan. Right back. So here's Sandy's scorpion. That's the guts. He got stomped. He's right there under the rug. Ooh, that's a big... Okay, let's go ahead and empty out. Strain out some of these bigger rocks through the 1/4 inch classifier here. So you guys probably know this, but whenever you pour water off, always pour it off over the riffles. That way if you're pouring any gold, it's going to trap it. That's just for the new people to panning. And speaking of new people to panning, I'd like to give a shout out to Tortuga Lisa. Lisa is, she lives in Prescott, Arizona area, and she has just recently started to do some gold panning, and she metal detects, and she's a very, very nice person, and she and her son go out and have learned, they're trying to learn how to pan. So go check her channel out. But when you guys start panning, you want to just really stratify this really good, because what this does, this swirling motion, it pushes all the heavies down and it raises all the light stuff up. And I know you guys that are, you know, experienced panners, you know this, but this is the reason why you do it. And if you're working in a confined space like this, like at home or something, in a panning tub, do use some jet dry. Even when I go out to the claim and I set up a panning tub, I use jet dry as well. So right there I washed off like 3 or 4 times just the top stuff, and it just comes off pretty much immediately. That light stuff is just going to float away. Remember guys that gold is specific gravity is 19.6, and it's going to be the heaviest thing in your pan, so it's immediately going to go sink down to the very bottom. And then we're going to rinse it. You can just see how that Now I'm down to the black sand, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to re-stratify it again. Get enough water in there to wash the heavies down, bring the lights up. All the blonde sands. I'm going to do it again, float off those top ones, and re-stratify again. And each time you do this, it brings up more of the blonde sands, and it's continually sinking the heavy stuff. The gold is already on the bottom, but sometimes there's gold that does ride on top of the black sands, because the black sands are so heavy it won't allow the gold to settle. So that's the purpose for constantly re-stratifying this. So any black sand that was sitting on, or gold that was sitting on top of the black sand, you're gonna give it the chance to sink down to the very bottom. And also I hold my pan at about a 10 to 15 degree angle when I'm doing this as well. And this pan has a lip around the edge, the inside. I like that because it acts as another riffle. A lot of pans, they're just smooth all the way through here and they have no lip, and that's fine. It's just what you guys prefer using. Now we're going to go ahead and float this material off. Now you can see we're starting to float the black sands off. So there's varying degrees of black sands. There's heavy, the heaviest of black sands, and then there's medium black sands, and then there's lighter black sands. And you can see when you stratify, you get all this blonde sand to come back up again. And then we're going to go ahead, wash off some of this. And so what we're trying to do now is just reduce the amount of material that we have in the pan, so when we back pan to expose any gold, it'll be easier to work with. So don't be afraid to get your material reduced down. Gold is it's 19.6, the specific gravity. It's the heaviest thing in the pan, and believe me, if there's gold in here, it's already down there. It is very hard to lose gold, but you can do it, which is why I always use safety pan in there. You guys can see that. I always repan my tailings then. Now if you're at a creek, you're not going to have a safety pan, more than likely. You can see that the black sands are just not coming off too fast now because they're all pretty much heavy. So what we're going to do at this point, this is a 4-stage pan, and I'm just going to shift it over here to this other set of riffles right here, and I'm going to try to get rid of some more of the black sands. And I'm swirling it and shaking it, and it's just settling any gold that's in there down. And there's constantly some little fine blonde sands that are working their way up still. So you can see it coming off. Be very careful. Of course, again, if you have a safety pan, it doesn't matter because you can always go back through it. And your motion is very slight right now. You don't want to be real aggressive with this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and back pan. And back panning is just, we're going to move you over here to the light. Back panning is just a motion where you bring water up and you drop it back like that. I'll show you. What this does right now, it's settling, when I tap it, it's settling all the gold on the inside edge at the very bottom. So now we'll back pan. So you swirl it around, and I'm going to dump just a little bit of water off. So you swirl it out and you drop it. You can see how it brings the black sands, and now it's exposing all the heavies in there. And I have heavy little pebbles. I've got some lead. Those are all good indicators that gold could be present. All this over here on the left side, those are all little pieces of lead. And I'm going to take these rocks and just before I always like to get them out of the pan, but before I do that, I rinse them off in the pan. The other thing, your fingers, make sure they're not oily when you're working with gold, because oil will wash gold away. So once you've rinsed them off, I go ahead and take these pebbles out. You guys can keep them in, do what you want, but that's just what I do. And I'm going to move everything back up, retap it, and do some more back panning here. A lot of lead. Those are lead pieces coming down. And you can see how they move with that little bit of water movement. If that was gold, it would never move. And I see one little fly speck coming up right here. You guys can't even see it, but I'm going to push it back up. That might be the only thing in here. And this was a test bucket. But this is reality, guys. This is what happens when you prospect. Every bucket of material doesn't have there's no guaranteed ROI. It looks like I'm going to have one piece, one little tiny find right here. And it's probably a -40. Looks like that's going to be it. So that area of the claim is not producing anything. So we'll go ahead and move that little guy back up there, and then we'll suck him up. But that's it. For today's video, we got one little speck, and we ran a 3-gallon container of material. So running pay dirt bags with guaranteed gold, it's an awesome way to do it. When you go out and prospect in the field, this is what you can expect. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you get a little, sometimes you get none. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and remember to check out those people's channels that I referenced earlier in the video. Go to their channels, subscribe, like, comment, and watch some of their stuff, guys. Help them get to their goals, and it's just great for the community bonding and unity. So have a great day. We'll catch you soon.